Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Spill the Tea, the show centered in here in Central Florida, Orlando to be exact. And this is the show that we kind of give a little info about some schools, helping you guys make some great decisions and start to discover some news out there that'll help you on your next step after high school. My name is Keisha Savory. I'm one of your hosts, and joining me today is
Nicole Gurley. Hi, everyone.
Yes, and we have, our special guest this week is from Florida Polytechnic University. Now, here's the thing. I know that's a new name to you, but we are excited to hear about this because there's so many great things going on there, and I know she'll be able to help us out. This is the Director of Admissions, Michelle Powell. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing well. How are the both of you doing?
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Especially since we're talking to you.
Well, wonderful. Happy to join.
Well, Michelle, give us a little info, especially for those people who've never heard of Florida Poly.
Yeah, Florida Poly is the state's 100% STEM dedicated state university. We were founded in 2014 and ever since haven't looked back and keep growing and being more and more impactful here in Central Florida and beyond. We have over 30 different programs of study for students to choose from. So lots of options, but all focused in the STEM disciplines.
2014 is just a baby university, which is awesome because, when you think of a technical school, you think about all of the new things going on over there, the different instruments that you guys are using, different techniques, and it's really cool. But for me, if any of you watching has ever been on I-4 and you're leaving the Disney area and you see this structure on the left, okay?
On your way to Tampa.
Yes.
Yep, you're heading out.
It is not
out west.
It's not a part of Disney, people. That's not a part of Disney. It is Florida Poly. Michelle, can you let the people know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so that's the building I lovingly refer to as the Big White Spaceship of Polk County. You cannot miss it, and I'm sure some people may not want me to refer to it as that, but it is a internationally renowned building by Santiago Calatrava, and it is our flagship building here at the university. It's actually my background. That is the IST Commons, or our library space here at Florida Poly, and the roof is great because it is covered with louvers that adjust throughout the day to allow us to use natural light in the building, but not be blinded by that nice and bright Florida sun that we have every afternoon. So it's a beautiful building. It is our academic facility. And here this fall, we'll actually be adding and officially opening our brand new research facility as well. So hopefully you'll start to notice the Applied Research Center off to the side of that big white spaceship.
Are they all going to have the same roof, or no, just the main center?
No, they're going to be complementary. So the IST, or the Innovation, Science, and Technology building, is our flagship academic facility. So that is, you can't miss it, like you said, when you drive by on I-4. But our new Applied Research Center is going to be a complementary design. So no arches, but some very nice, clean, straight lines, a lot of geometric shapes to it. And so it's a beautiful building as well.
Wow, how fun for our newest public university to be able to start building and expanding.
Yes.
Great things happening. So you said it's a STEM, so all STEM, correct? So what kinds of majors and degrees, what does that look like? What do you guys offer?
Yeah, so most of our programs focus in technology and engineering. Our largest program is computer science, followed by mechanical engineering, but we also offer a couple of other engineering programs: cybersecurity engineering, electrical engineering, and computer engineering. And then we do have some programs that go more into outside of the realm of just engineering, so applied mathematics, engineering physics. We also have some business related degrees. So if students are really interested in business, but have a really strong math acumen, something like our data science or our business analytics program is a great fit for them. So it's more than just, I want to get a degree in business. It's, I want to get experience with business. I want to understand those principles, but even know how to code and programming, learn about automation, how that is used in the business world, because that's where everything's going anyway. So it's a great opportunity for those students that do like math, but also want to do something more related to business.
That's really cool.
Yep. So what types of students then are going to benefit? So those that like STEM, but what would separate them from coming to your university from just doing a STEM program at another university?
Yeah, we definitely advocate for students to go into STEM, whether it is at Florida Poly or wherever it is that they're comfortable. Of course, we would love them all to come to Florida Poly, but it's not always a great fit for students. But we are a small institution that does allow students to get that one-on-one attention. So if there are students that are strong in math, or maybe they're not strong in math, but they're willing to put in the work, we like to say that we like math, but math doesn't always like us back. And so sometimes when you're in engineering and you're in differential equations, you just don't really like it, but you have to do it. You have to put in the work. So those students that do have that willingness to work hard, put in the effort, and really want to be part of an environment that they feel supported and connected, and to be able to be put on that path for post-graduation, to be successful, have an internship, know their faculty, know their peers, and really have a great campus experience and go on to be successful in their career.
And one thing that I noticed when I was there, and I'm hoping it's still the same, is a lot of their like lecture halls and classrooms were all whiteboards.
Yeah, yes.
So the kids were just like
Yeah.
able to write equations or write out whatever problems they were solving. Like the entire room was just whiteboards. Is that how it still is?
Yeah, so in our IST building, we have whiteboards in the classrooms that are part of the wall. So sometimes you can't necessarily tell where does the wall start and where does the whiteboard end. And so I believe we've added some additional actual physical whiteboards in some spaces to make sure that people aren't writing on the walls. But in our IST building, all of the classrooms are on the outer ring on the first floor. So they all have a wall of pretty much windows that overlook our retention ponds here on campus. And so students like to write on those windows as well. So I've heard the stories of faculty members that start one problem on one side of the room and maybe wrap it around the whole room as people continue to talk through the problem. So that does still happen. There's lots of writing, lots of sharing of ideas. Even if students aren't in a classroom and go up to the ISD Commons, we have rolly whiteboards all over. So if a student just needs a piece of paper, but they're tired of continuously erasing, they can grab a whiteboard, start writing. Everyone can contribute and help them out, but definitely whiteboards are very popular. I think we would make a lot of chalk dust if we had chalk here.
Like Goodwill Hunting. I keep picturing Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
Like aging myself here, but the chalkboard and like the writing of Goodwill Hunting, just like all over.
I just picture like the janitor going in and trying to clean it off, and you're like, no, where'd it go?
Yeah.
No, just sorry. Well, okay, so you've mentioned so many great things about the school. As we're really focused on a lot of our high school students, of course, and their parents are like, well, how does my student get in? And the student's like, well, how do I get in? What can we do? How can we develop students that are going to be great candidates to be at Florida Poly?
Yeah, I think one of the main things for students and families to understand is making sure that they're prepared for the curriculum the best way that they can be prepared. Not all students are going to have access to take AP Calculus in high school, and that's okay. But they still need to be working hard in their math and science courses. Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, those are all foundational courses. Preferably students can take at least pre-calculus so that they do have that prerequisite knowledge and that basic understanding that once they come to Florida Poly, they're going to have to take calculus. Whether they want to study engineering here or at another institution, you're going to have to take calculus.
Yeah.
And it is a difficult class. It is different than other math that they may have seen before. And so it's just really important that students understand whether they want to do engineering or they want to do a pre-med program. Regardless of what they want to do in STEM, they're going to have to get through Calculus 1, and making sure that they're prepared for that with the knowledge of the prerequisite courses, but also understanding and getting it in their mind that it may not be easy, but you have to get through it anyway. And so that's something really important that we speak with parents and students about, is making sure that you have the option. If you don't get into calculus in high school, that's okay. That's not the end of the road for you. You can still find ways to be successful in STEM. But if you take pre-calc and calculus, the power is yours as the student. You get to then decide, do I want to do STEM or do I not, as opposed to feeling like you have to try to catch up and be ready for those programs.
So with all you're saying, like programs and all this stuff going on, are the students required to participate in any like specific programs or projects, or what does that look like at the school?
Yeah, so we have a required internship for all of our undergraduate level students. So part of our curriculum is, most of our curriculum is centered around hands-on learning. So whether it be group projects, it be through doing undergraduate research, if that's something students are interested in, but everyone does have to do some type of internship experience. We also have a required senior capstone design sequence for our seniors, and that's a requirement as part of our ABET accreditation, which accredits our computer science and computer, electrical, and mechanical engineering programs. But part of that is it's a year-long process that we have all of the students do, not just our engineers, but all of our students participate in it. And it pretty much is a 9-month-long interview with a company that has come to Florida Poly and said, hey, we want your students to work on this project. We need their help. And so then you're assigned a group. It could be interdisciplinary. It could just be all students in the same major, but you work throughout your fall and spring term of senior year to solve that problem and work directly with the company or organization that has approached us and asked for our assistance. And so those are some of the required academic related things. When it comes to the fun stuff and clubs and organizations, we don't require students to be involved, but we definitely encourage them to get involved, whether it be in our men's lacrosse team, women's soccer, women's powerlifting. We definitely encourage them to get involved in either our intramural sports or in any of our other clubs and organizations.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even realize the sports. We're going to have to get to that.
I know. So how about, so you were naming some of the clubs and stuff. I know you guys were talking earlier about some of those fun ones.
Yeah.
Can you mention some of those fun kind of quirky ones that are just at Florida Poly?
Yeah, so I don't know if this one's just at Florida Poly, but Hammock Club is my personal favorite. And I think it's because I grew up in the Midwest and hammocks did not exist in the middle of the cornfields of Illinois, where, where I lived for the first many, many years of my life. So I just think the Hammock Club is fun. It's a way for students to hang out outside, enjoy just hanging out with their friends. We even have spaces here on campus for students to either bring their own hammock or use one of the university hammocks, and they have Wi-Fi access. And it's called Oak Grove. It's a student hangout area, but there are hammock racks, or I guess hammock rack is the right term. I'm not 100% sure, but students can hang out, work on homework, and just have a great time hanging out in Oak Grove. And so I think Hammock Club is probably my favorite. We have some other ones like Humans versus Zombies. So I guess the club is technically Nerf Tech is the club, but every semester they host an event called Humans versus Zombies. And for anyone that doesn't know what that is, it's pretty much a campus-wide game of tag with Nerf blasters, and it's awesome. It is so much fun to have hundreds of students playing this game, and hopefully by the end of the week of the game there's one person left as a human and not everyone turned into zombies. And so there's lots that go into the game, but it's fun, and it's definitely become one of our campus traditions here on campus.
You said a week-long
Game of
tag.
Yeah.
I love it. And of course the Hammock Club, the benefits of being in Central Florida throughout the year as our northern people, sorry people, we're chilling in 80-some degree weather.
Yeah.
They're not on a hammock. But you know what else they're not a part of? This is the one that I had to ask about. The club with the Force, as in Star Wars, the Force. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, the Force Institute is a club that it's based off of Star Wars. So if you search Florida Poly Force Institute, you may find some photos where it looks like there are a couple of individuals dressed like Obi-Wan Kenobi or other Star Wars characters. But the premise of that club was to be more of a martial arts type of a way for students to work out and learn self-defense. But we're Florida Poly, and so we like to do things with the Florida Poly twist. So why not loop in a little bit of Star Wars with it? So it became known as the Force Institute, and it's quite popular on campus, and looks like a lot of fun.
Are you guys creating lightsabers too? I just need to know.
I have a feeling we probably have some students that have 3D printed a lightsaber at least. Have I seen it? No, I'm not 100% sure. But I do know I used to have here in my office a couple of crocheted lightsabers that I don't think I have them up on my desk anymore. I was looking to see if I could find them, but Star Wars is definitely popular.
So at least we know there's some fun that definitely happens. And like, like I mentioned before, I didn't even realize that you guys have sports. I believe your mascot is the Phoenix,
Correct. Mhm.
right? What sports do you guys have?
Yeah, so we don't have any NAIA competitive sports at that level. We have more competitive club sports. They do travel, they do compete with other institutions within Florida and also travel to other states. But we have a men's lacrosse team. We also have a women's soccer team. This year, we also added a women's powerlifting team to the mix, and one of our powerlifting females is actually going to national competition in March. So we're very excited for her and hope she does well. And so those are our more, I would say, mainstream athletic events, but we also have an archery team, an esports team, robotics competitive teams that do BattleBots and VEX competitions. And so we have a lot of just different opportunities for students, even if they didn't play lacrosse in high school, if they played football and they're interested in staying active, then lacrosse or any of our other athletics are a good option for them.
Awesome. Oh, wow. Dude. Well, I know that you mentioned these women's sports. So that lets me know we're not just seeing the guys at this school. What about the number of women at your school? Have you seen a rise in the number of females interested in STEM?
Yes, we have, and thankfully so. As a woman in STEM myself, I have my undergraduate degree in mathematics and my master's in engineering. I always love to see more and more women interested in STEM, whether it's Florida Poly or any school. We need more women in STEM. We need more diversity in engineering and computer science, and so we've been very fortunate to see an increase pretty much across all of our types of students that are interested in Florida Poly. And in the 7 years I've been here, it's been wonderful to see the growth from a mere, maybe 12% of females on campus, and steadily every year we're growing and growing, and hopefully soon we'll be up to about 20% females on campus, which is that we keep moving towards it, but unfortunately nationwide at STEM programs, not full universities, but in STEM programs, that's a pretty traditional percentage, and we're hoping to continue growing that and hopefully break that mold one day.
Yeah, that's great. How many students do you have at Florida Poly?
Yeah, we're just over 1,500 students currently.
That's
growing.
Yeah, it really is. I know I've done a tour there as well, and I didn't think it was that high. So this is great that it is growing, and especially being such a new school. I love that. Love that.
So with the growing of STEM, as you were saying, and not just for females particularly, but are there things that you would suggest to help get more students interested in STEM, or things that Florida Poly is doing to try to get the younger generation, even high schoolers, younger, kind of interested in STEM?
Yeah, a lot of times when talking with students, I like to say they don't know what they don't know. So it's difficult sometimes to be motivated when you're 14, 15, 16, 17 to take AP computer science or get involved in a robotics club when you also play a sport, and trying to find that balance. But we definitely encourage students to try new things, whether it is a couple of classes that you can take at your high school that has a couple of engineering courses, or some computer science classes that you can take just to try it out and see, well, maybe I do like it, or take advantage of AP or any of those advanced classes that are available to them, just to get that exposure. We do work with, currently we work with the Girl Scouts for West Central Florida. And so they're over in the Tampa Bay area, and we work with them to host a large event on our campus every spring. And so this March we'll be hosting what's called STEMapalooza, and we're expecting, hopefully, we'll have record-breaking numbers this year, and we'll hopefully get to about 1,000 people on campus for that event. And it invites all of the Girl Scouts in the Tampa Bay area to come onto our campus, participate in hands-on activities, and the Girl Scouts have been a wonderful partner in hosting that event here on our campus. And I think that's going to be the third or fourth year that we've hosted STEMapalooza here at Florida Poly, in hopes that bringing those students in as they're younger will help them to be exposed to that STEM all of the different opportunities within STEM, and hopefully inspire them to continue wanting to study that as they get through middle school and high school, and then hopefully decide to study in college.
Wow. Well, I know
Yes.
I now want to study STEM, and
I
I
know,
want to come
right?
to Florida Poly. And
Never too late, never too late.
Oh, right. The
Right.
kid had made this button that ordered pizza, like you hit a
Yes.
button and it
Oh.
ordered like a large pepperoni or something straight from like a pizza place. It was amazing.
I'll pass because I'll pass on that calculus and I'll just call Uber Eats for it. I'm good.
So what about these kids that are interested in coming to Florida Poly though? I know that we're hopefully getting through COVID. For those of you that are watching, we are in the end of February 2022. Are you open? Because I feel like just coming, you have to see it
Yes.
and come feel it. Are you
Yes.
open for tours right now? Is most of it still virtual? What should students be doing if they're interested in Florida Poly?
Yes, we are offering campus tours 7 days a week at the moment, but traditionally we offer them Monday through Saturday, and students are welcome to register on our website, just floridapoly.edu/visit. We offer them Monday through Friday. They're personalized one-on-one visits where you get to go around with a current student and see campus pretty much through their eyes. And then on our weekends, especially on our Saturday tours, we allow students to register, and it's more of a small group that's touring campus at a time. So we are limiting group sizes just to make sure everybody's safe and feel secure on our campus with the pandemic and everything. But we've been very fortunate and have been able to continue offering tours. And so if anyone hasn't yet stopped by, please register, please come visit, because it definitely is amazing to see it in person.
And it's probably what, 45 minutes from Orlando about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the west side of Orlando, assuming there's no traffic,
Yes.
you could probably get here in about 30 minutes. But if you're coming more from the downtown area, expect between 45 minutes and an hour.
So not that bad.
That's awesome. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today. Are there any other facts, anything else you'd like to share with everybody about Florida Poly?
Yeah, I think I get asked the question a lot as to, why Florida Poly? What makes Florida Poly different? And it's the campus community, it's the culture. I attended an institution for my undergrad that was also a small school, a little bit larger than Florida Poly, but still had the small class sizes. And just comparing those two, it was a much different culture there as what it is here at Florida Poly. And it just seems so inclusive to be able to have people from a variety of different backgrounds, but all focused in, that goal of studying STEM. Some people want to study STEM maybe because they want to make a lot of money, which is fine. You want to be successful, that's great. Other people, they're studying STEM because they want to make an impact. They want to make the next great low-cost tablet to help third world countries access Wi-Fi. All of these different great ideas and dynamic backgrounds, it just really makes Florida Poly a unique place. And to be somewhere where you can feel welcomed regardless of where you come from. It's all about where you're going, and we're going to be here to support you every step of the way. So the campus community is unlike any other I've experienced, and why I do encourage students to come see it for themselves.
Yes, definitely. I totally felt it while I was there for a tour. And like Nicole said, you guys, you have to come out and see it. You have to give them a shot. If you've never heard of Florida Poly, now you have. You need to go on, check them out online, set that schedule to go out on a tour, and you're going to be amazed. The student body made us feel comfortable while we were there, and I loved hearing the stories of how they started and why they're still there. And I loved hearing all the information from you, Michelle. So thank you very much for joining us.
And really quickly, sorry, I know we're going to be getting to time, but so another thing that we didn't talk about though is it is one of the public universities in Florida.
Yes.
So it's accredited.
Yes.
It's tuition prices are the same as
Way
a Florida
lower.
Poly.
Yes.
So you're getting kind of that private school experience, but at one of our public universities,
Yes.
which is just amazing. So I just had to
Thank
throw
God.
that in there because we didn't talk about finances.
I know. We were so enamored by everything else, like money.
Money, but
Yes.
it's the same, it's accredited. Yeah.
Related to money, we are the most affordable state university in our per credit hour tuition and fees rate. We also have the highest median income of our graduates, while also having the lowest average student loan debt amongst the state university system. So STEM is the way to go.
Yes.
Yes.
all around.
I know, yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for coming on and joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Yes. Take care. And you guys take care. See you soon.